Hey, everybody. Guess what we're doing? Yeah, we're jumping in with another mod list. This one is Skyrim Plus. I saw this one. I was like, all right, let me go see. Let me see. Just want to take a look at it. It's an enhancement, of the. It's supposed to stay kind of true, and it's supposed to be an enhancement to the gameplay. It's supposed to add in extra content, without robbing us of the original feel of Skyrim. So we'll see. One of the things that I did notice is that there are a ton of followers added. Ferris is one that I recognize. Inigo is there. Lucian, um, Katana, uh, what Malrin, and one I'm curious about. I think is in this one. I gotta look, and it might be Milana. I have to check that out. One that is intriguing is Siri. Siri in Skyrim. That's a follower quest mod that's been added. So I just went in earlier just to take a look, see how stable it was, see if it ran and everything. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start a new game. And with this one, we're gonna kind of keep it. Now, I'm gonna come over here. I always play Redguard, always. Um, and it seems I always play female characters as well. I'm not gonna mess with any of that. I'm gonna come on over here, and then we're gonna load a preset. Possibly. It says why. I had a preset that I saved. Seriously? All right, screw it. I thought I had a preset saved. So we're gonna lighten her up a little bit. And yeah. Let's thicken her up too. I'm a little annoyed that the preset that I had saved isn't coming through. And then what's weird is even the last time, the first time I came through, I went in and checked the presets. There were two standard presets here. They're not here also. So that's weird to me. That's extremely weird. And then makes me wonder, did I do something? I don't think I did. Okay. Here, let's get you up close. Let's get back to your head. Let's get rid of the dirt, but I do want to aid you a little bit. And then, yeah, we'll leave that. I'm not gonna mess with your nose much at all. We're pretty much. I think I'm gonna leave you as is. I don't know that I like. Yeah, we'll do that. And then I do want to change your eye colors a little bit. I like to make their eye colors kind of match mine. I think we're gonna go there. We're gonna let's see, eyeliner color. We're gonna just go full black. Shadow, shadow. Okay, and then eye tint. Unless you got, no one ever looked like she got black eyes. Okay, let's come on up here. Your brow. Don't really care for. I like that better. Okay. Mouth. Not mad at it, but I might go with that one. Okay. Definitely. All right. I think we're gonna go there. Okay. Wait. am going to change one thing real quick here. Lower lip. All right. Okay. You know, I got to be honest with you. Here. The hair, I'm going to mess with the color. And I think that's very simple and easy to do just from here without trying to do too much. Okay. The only other thing I will do is I like to Okay. All right. Who are we today? All right, Sasha. All right. This is our character. We got the recordings going on right now. MCM recording. I believe there's 6 of them. So we got to let them play through. She's going to be good enough. Why did I pick the female character? Well, mostly I picked them anyway. So when you come in here, and it's cool because you got gear in here, you got your clothes in there, you've got spells over in the so it's the typical one. You can pick your start right through here. You can load up with some food. Let's get in here. Just get the food. Now, one of the things, as you know me by now, one of the things that I don't need and will probably end up disabling is that animation there. I don't need it. I recently arrived in Helgen and decided to rent a room in the Resting Pilgrim. If I decide to extend my stay, I should talk to the innkeeper, Madlar. I have a feeling something interesting might happen if I do so. So that is a possibility. The Shrine of Mara will take you back into the character creation menu if in case you decide I want to change some things. I want to change how I look. So it's kind of cool. And then wardrobe, you can see again, like I said. So I will equip all those things. Now, one of the things that they do is as soon as we do that, you see she took the helmet and it's here. So we're not wearing it, even though it is equipped. So I think it is equipped, but it's down here so we can at least see that is the helmet we have on, but yet we can still see our face and everything like that. In here, you can take the arrows, take the bow. I'm going to equip that. And yeah, that's all I'm going to go with. Just keep it simple. And then here, now, one of the things, we already have flames and healing. So I'm going to take those to sell. I like having healing hands. I'm going to take the lesser ward. I'm going to learn that one to frostbite, candlelight, and bound sword. The rest I am going to take so I can sell them. I'm not going to try to learn them. I'm going to sell those. Given that I am able to keep those. Remember, depending on what we pick for the start. So, I believe all the stuff has finished. And boom. So, I want to go into the configuration menu and a couple of things I want to look at. Now, you guys all know. One of the things I do right off the bat is, so I'm going to turn off harvest animations, torch animations. I'll leave that on, and yeah, we'll leave those. Now, dynamic things alternative, that's what makes the crates and barrels have stuff in them. Then you have the dynamic crafting. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm leaving most things here. Custom skills menu. I'm just going to leave them as is right now, which is kind of counter to how I normally will play things out, whereas I like a lot of control. Now, first person interactions. Now, one of the things you can see, loot NPCs, pickpocket, open doors. Remember that I believe that's when you see us stick our hands out, right, and do that. Loot animals. Toggle to enable the animations when you're looting the animals. So you squat down and you loot them, loot containers, stuff like that. For now, we're gonna leave it like it is, just so you can see what it looks like. And then I'm not going to, you can see, and then so I'm going to come down. Now we do have immersive interactions, and immersive diseases is something interesting. But this one here, again, what I'm looking for. Okay. And then, so you see we got Lucian here, has his own MCM menu. Pumping iron. That is interesting that they have that in here. That's an old mod. Supposedly the more, the stronger you get, it does change your size and everything. And there's a lot of factors that go into this. So that's interesting. Let's see, Sky UI, Sky Parkour. Now, as you guys all know, first thing I always do is I disable smooth cam. I'm gonna leave it on right now. I'm gonna suffer through it, and bear with it for a minute. I am not a fan of smooth cam, and I disable it every time I go out. What I do like is you have a survival control menu, right? So if we wanted to toggle certain things, and then, as you know, right off the bat, I always toggle off arrow weight and lockpick weight. Granted, there's I like a fair amount of realism in my game, but no matter what, it's still a game. And so I take issue with, and then the other thing, and then again, real quick here, the reason I take issue is that a lot of times in these games, you need to carry around a significant amount of ammo, arrows, whatever, and you have to carry around a significant number of lockpicks and gold or money in order to do things in these games, much more so than you would in real life. So the thing is, it's like, well, I have to carry around 4,000. In real life, you're not carrying 4,000 pieces of gold with you everywhere you go, but in the game you do. So to have 4,000 pieces on you and to make it have weight, okay, in real life you just wouldn't carry it, but in the game it is a necessity to have 100 pieces of gold, 200 pieces of gold, 500 pieces of gold. Simple things that you still would not normally in real life actually carry around with you. And in some games, some of the enemies are very tough and bullet spongy, right? And you might need to hit them with 20 arrows or 30 arrows, right? Dragon, for instance. Or, in other games, you would empty 2-3 clips on them. So the thing is, you have to carry around a lot of ammo and everything for the game and the purpose of the game, right? But in real life, you are limited, and these games aren't made to treat your enemies like, you know what I mean? In some of these, you'll see eventually you get a headshot on something, it's still fighting, and you're not killing it. In real life, yeah, all you do is get a headshot, boom, right? Headshot is down. And a lot of times in a fight, in real life, you just have to disable your opponent in order for the fight to end. Here, you have to keep going until the opponent is dead. That's how the game works. So, it's like, okay, if you want real life, then everything has to be real life. But don't impose real life, measures and then say, well, but you're going to face, creatures and enemies that are going to require more than you actually have on you. So, make sure you have the ability to take on your foes and defeat them, and make sure you have the ability to carry the tools necessary to do the things that the game is going to require you to do. So I'm looking at this, and you can see most of the stuff. Other than that, I'm not gonna mess. Like I said, I'm not gonna really mess with anything here. The interactions, the first-person interactions, things like that. Those are things that I would toggle certain things off. There is another thing that I would be looking for. One is if you kill an animal and then you take their skin and everything, it's like hunter born. But for me, I always disable. And the reason being is because time passes differently in the game than it does in real life. So yes, in real life, you might take 2 hours to skin something and harvest it and everything like that. But in the game, yeah, I'll do it. But then all of a sudden, 2 hours pass. But, as I'm doing other things, 5 hours has passed. And then a day only takes minutes to go through in Skyrim. So you need, if you're going to do something in order to do all the things you need to do and get where you need to go, you need a slower time scale, and you need to conserve all the time you can just to get stuff done in that particular day. Or you're always, I don't know, you're doing like 2 things and then your day's over. All right, so let's go ahead, and I am very curious about Siri being in this.
Speak and fulfilled your destiny.
All right. So these purple ones down here, or not purple, but pink fuchsia ones down here. The purple one's there. And this one is highlighted because I actually tested this one out first. So it just shows that I've done that one before. So when I look at these, I don't think they're very good starts. Not for a level 1 character, and then for my skill level in playing the game, even though I've got thousands of hours into the game, I just don't feel like, it's like, if I decide all right, fell in a spike pit. Well, you know what that does? I've done that one. It puts me in that one camp just outside of Dragon Reach, Whiterun, and it puts me into that mine, and there's a little spike pit at the end of the mine. So you fall in there. You don't have anything on you, but you have a body there that you can loot healing potions off of. But then you have a rat, and then you have the bandits that are inside the mine, and you're level 1. These bandits are much higher level, and they come out and they attack you, and then your chances of survival are very low, extremely low. In my case, my chances of survival are basically 0, unless I get extremely lucky. Roadside ambush. You actually are going to be ambushed here. Extreme low chance. You right off the bat, you're fighting 1-on-3, and these 3 are much higher level than you are, or well, they're higher level than you are, at least better equipped than you are, and again, my skill level will not allow me to win that fight. So I am sitting here like, these are rough starts. These are going to put you, and I don't know about now this one. It says right here, I was raised in one of the orc strongholds. Maybe I should go out and make my mark on the world. It's like, that would be a very interesting thing, right? I'm raised there. I'm not an orc, but I'm raised in an orc stronghold, right? Does that mean I know all about the orcs? I'm not going to get any of the dialogue saying, you don't know about Malakath. You know what I mean? You don't belong here. Things like that. I'm raised in an orc stronghold. So supposedly I do, because you welcomed me in and you've taken me in. So I don't know how that one's going to work. Out in the wilderness, I'm out in the wilderness, but I'm not sure where I am. How did I end up here? So you're lost. I'm not ready to just go. It's interesting. The ones that I usually go is Left for Dead and Shipwrecked. Either of these two will put me pretty far away from where I want to go. I think. Oh, it's not here. So out in the wilderness. I'm out in the wilderness, but I'm not sure where I am. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. Okay, maybe this will put us closer to where we want to be. I actually want to be close to Helgen right now. So I wouldn't be mad if they had something here that would actually. You remember that one where you were just camping in the woods and it was right outside of Helgen where you were? That would be great. So I think out in the wilderness, more than likely I'm going to start down at either down near Riften, just before you go to wherever you go to, I forget what it's called. Before you leave Skyrim to go to where the Dawnguard are, or on the complete opposite side down there where Faalskar is. So we'll see. I guess we're gonna. God dang it! I wish I had known. This one's rough because this one actually starts you out and you're attacked immediately, and it's not just 3 bandits that are attacking you. It is 3, but then you get attacked again, and then again, and then again, and it's like, are you kidding me? So I think in this one I had to fight through, and I just toggled on God mode and said, okay, we're getting through this no matter what, just to see what it looks like at the end. And I still had no clue where I was, and I still didn't make it to any major city. So I was like, yeah, no. Okay, here we go. Out in the wilderness. So at least I get to kind of pick where I want to be. I think I want to go. This one will put me as closer to where I want to be. Let's do it. Okay. Now, normally I would hit random and just say, put me wherever. But I don't want to be so far away if I don't have to be. And it's not that I really want to start the main quest. It's just that I want to see a couple of interactions, or at least the first interaction with Ciri. And in order for that one to happen, you got to be over near Helgen. I got to examine the room. Okay. We got to get our bearing real quick. Ferris's camp. You see that? Is that? Because the last time I met up with Ferris, see this here? This actually would bother me after a while. I don't need that every time. Just let me go over to it, click on it, and pick it up. you know. And I've seen other YouTubers, you know. I even seen Code Carnage say the same thing. You know, I don't need this extra animation, you know, because it just detracts away. And now I'm sitting here waiting for it to complete and you know, finish, and it's just I don't need that. Just let me pick the ingredient. I know what's going on. I know it's, you know, that's what's supposed to happen. I just don't need to see it. I'm trying to get my bearings, see exactly where we are, see if I recognize anything. Now we're supposed to be out near Whiterun, right? Ferris's camp. Should I go and just see if I can let's run over there towards it. It's only a few hundred feet away. Uh-oh. Be careful. Okay. I'm not ready to fight. Well, let's do this. If they don't come after me, I'm not going after them. Yet. So now we know where we are. Swindler's Den. Where's Ferris's camp? Oh, look at this. Oh. Corundum. All right. We don't have a pitchfork. Hey. All right. Is this... Now we got to figure out, is this the Ferris that we're thinking about? And where's the god daggone camp? You just said it was here. Did I lose it? Or was it further up? Alright. Nope. Oh. Seriously? This is it? Okay. Alright. We want to head east. Anyway. From Swindler's Den. I know I'm headed west. I know I'm headed completely the opposite way that we go. Let's get up out of these mountains. Oh, I'm hungry? Good thing I took some food with me, right? Oh, look at that. Iron. Okay. I ain't mad at how it looks. Now, keep in mind, like I said, this isn't the normal start I would pick for myself. I did this one and I love this. I love that I can go ahead and harvest the bones there. Now, it does make you question, well, why hasn't someone done it before me? Because there's value there. Oh god. All right. So now the question you got to ask yourself, oh shoot. Oh, nice. All right, we're not gonna harvest that because we got two guys over here that doesn't look like they are too happy to see me. You can have the kill. You can have the kill. I'm hungry. Anyway. All right. That eating animation, that is something that I would get rid of too. Because I know the whole thing. Oh god, he's got a two-handed weapon too. Oh come on, really? All right, yes, I am running, scared. I will take myself all the way to the guards if I have to, and then I'll stand my ground and fight. Oh gosh, we're gonna get killed by a mud crab. Maybe this kind wizard, will also jump to our rescue. Oh, look where we're close to. Hey, there's a skeleton coming this way. I'm gonna stay over here. I know, we're avoiding a lot of stuff, right? Hey, we're just lucky we actually beat the wolf at this point. All right. Hey, any fight you can walk away from is a win at this point. Yeah, you know what? Right now is when I would stand and do all my talk. Right? Come on. Right when the guard's right there. You know, I don't need him to fight for me, just with me. You know what I'm saying? With me, I am more than willing. See, like right there, that. Let me see if I pull my weapon out. Okay, that's better. What you mean? You know what I mean? You got to have your weapon out every time you're gonna try to harvest something. But at least, all right, wait. Oh, get this lavender over here. Okay, now, so I don't have anything favorited. Okay, you saw that? So the D-pad down brings up that little wheel. Everybody knows I'm not a fan of the wheel at all. In any form, no matter what it's doing. I'm just not a fan of it. We are going to switch to the bow because we're not really going to Whiterun at this moment. We're going to take... Did they kill him? Oh, come on. That's not right. You see, everybody wants to... And then now, look at that. Everybody... Where were you? Where were you when I was over there? When I was over there about to lose my life. Where are you going, Rhea? All right. No, we're not looting them. An hour will pass.
Well, that's taken care of. No thanks to you.
I do like your look. You didn't look like you needed help. He was already dead when I got here. Why can't I have... Where's the line? He was already dead when I got here. It's not fair.
Certainly not. But a true warrior would have relished the opportunity to take on a giant. That's why I'm here with my shield brothers.
I was relishing. There's nothing left to take on. You're killing me. What's the shield, brother?
An outsider, eh? Never heard of the Companions? An order of warriors. We are brothers and sisters in honor. And we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough.
Can I join you?
Not for me to say. You'll have to talk to Kodlak Whitemane up in Faalskar. The old man's got a good sense for people. He can look in your eyes and tell your worth. If you go to him, good luck.
All right. Rhea's kind of intriguing. That is some cool armor, bro.
And be a companion.
Uh-huh. That's just not okay, man. It's not even my arrow. I didn't even get a chance to shoot him. But I'll take it. That's just wrong, man. That's wrong. And then she gonna hit me with that whole, a true warrior would relish the opportunity to fight. What was I doing? What was I doing? I came out bow in hand, ready. And then by the time I got in range, it was already on its way down. I could have shot an arrow and hit what is his name? Burgess? That's just wrong. Kind of doing that on purpose just to show how annoying it is every time you pick something up to stop and go through that animation. And to show how better that is. We're not ready yet. Now, when I was looking into MCM, one of the things I wanted to do, and then I figured it wasn't truly necessary yet to do so, and that was to adjust get down there. What time of the day is it? It's 12 p.m. All right, so watch this. 1 hour, around 1 hour has passed. It is now 1:17, so an hour and 13 minutes passed. And what we're trying to do is we're going to head all the way to Helgen. Or as close to Helgen as we need to. Right now we do need the food. Okay. Hey, Secret. Now we're stealing the cabbage. So probably won't. Here it is. God dang it. Boom. God dang it. We're going to see what this is like. Where are they? I heard them. All right, that's going up to Embershine, right? So they should have popped out on it. Since we're here, might as well. Where did it be? Yeah, for now. We're going to take that one. Because that is the one skill that we probably use the most right now when you're starting out. So might as well get a buff. Not a buff to it, but, you know, and get extra XP when you're using it. Hey, we'll take that. Arrows? Who you shooting at? Alright. We move so slow with our weapons drawn. Dang it. That's why I had it drawn. I remember now. Okay. Now, maybe I read this wrong, or maybe we have to be on our way back from Helgen. I'm fatigued. Why do I hear stuff? But I heard something. What's this up here? Steel.
Clear skies. Perfect weather for traveling.
What in the world? You see this? Ingrid.
Huh?
I know, I'm saying the same thing. What's going on? Vlad?
Hmm?
Hey, I heard you're brewing a special kind of meat.
I got it right here. If you want to buy it.
You got any free samples?
Good.
Maybe. Let me see what you got.
I'll make you a good deal. You won't regret it.
How did I get so much gold? I don't mind. Let's see. I'm gonna. Oh shoot! How many you got? Oh dang man. Here, I'll take I'll take a couple. Something troubling?
Juniper berries. Just need one good.
I can keep an eye out for some.
Thank you. Please, 20. I'll pay for anything you bring me.
All right, man. Where are we gonna find juniper berries? 20 of them. It feels like that's what we got to do now. We got to go out hunting for juniper berries. Look, there's chicken. Oh wait, can we? Ooh! Gotta pull out my weapon. I'm taking all the wheats. Oh hey, come here. Come here. What are you? What are you doing? Come here. Come here. Did I get it? I don't know. Yep, I got 2 butterfly wings. Good. All right. Hey man, where am I gonna find some juniper berries at? Okay. Okay. This is weird. Okay. When are the carts coming in? Don't they come in down this road? Or do they come on the other road? I think they come in down that road there. Okay, first of all, juniper berries, they grow on the trees. And those trees grow down closer to Markarth than here. So where are we gonna find juniper berries? Okay. I really don't want to go in here. You guys know I don't want to go in here. We're doing nothing but asking for trouble going up in this way. Oh, hey, Hagraven feathers. That's not an omen or anything of bad things to come, is it? This music, man. I figure we came this far. Might as well get up here and freeze our Patukas off, right? It's the least we can do in the search for some juniper berries. North Skybound Watch. I don't think this was our... Why why so hostile? Oh shoot. Why am I... What? Where am I? Are you serious? I think I know where I am.
The fever. My body burns.
Seriously? Did you really put me here?
I can't bear it. Make it stop.
God's bless you.
Must be made in order to receive this. No. Alright, get up. Get up. I said no.
Need something?
So why, if I said no,
Sick.
why did I get the blessing?
Stand it.
I'm looking for a particular book. Is that me? All right, so, and I'm not 100% certain, but I get a feeling that it put us at the closest, basically the closest church or shrine, whatever. And honestly, I don't like that. Just start me back from my last save point. And I think there's a couple of things involved with that. There was a reason why I was all the way over in Helgen. I wanted to, like I said, the way it's the when you read the mod, Ciri appears as you're traveling from Helgen to Riverwood. So on the road between Helgen, she appears, but on the road between Helgen and Riverwood. So it didn't say that which way you were traveling as to when she appears, but she appears on that road. And then so now my concern would be, did it mess up my opportunity to run into Ciri? Because you run into her this one time, you can't, this isn't when you bring her on as a follower or anything. You run into her, and then when you get the mission for Bleak Falls Barrow, you run into her again, and that's when your paths align.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
One more song. What's
So
yeah?
you sold
Now, there once was a
Arcadia.
named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead. And the braggart did swagger and brandish his blade as he told
This
of
place
those
is
battles
nice,
and gold
if you
he
don't mind
had
being harassed
made.
by an insolent bard with
But
no
then
life
he went
experience.
quiet, did Ragnar the Red, when he
Wait,
met
who
the
said that?
shield maiden Matilda, who said, "Oh, you talk and you lie and you drink all our mead. Now I think it's high
An
time
insolent
that you lie
bard
down
with
and
no
bleed."
life
So
experience.
then came clashing and slashing of steel as
I
the
didn't
brave
see who
lass
said
Matilda
that.
charged in full
I've
of
roasted
zeal.
ducks over the fire pit here a few
The
times.
braggart named Ragnar
The
was
smell is
boastful
nice.
no more.
Nothing like a nice
Ferris.
company to keep Skyrim's
She
problems
must be
at bay.
upstairs.
Doesn't work
Thank
forever,
you,
though.
good patrons of the bannered mare. Thank you.
Okay, I got nothing. Okay, it's good to know. So, one of the things that we did learn is, yeah, we shouldn't be out on our own. I'm gonna go upstairs real quick and open this door before, and then, hi, Ferris.
This is your final warning. Back off. No,
Oh, whoa.
I thought you were that damn bard. He's been breathing down my neck for days. Let's start over. Hello. Am I in your way?
No, I was meaning to bump into you, actually.
Very funny. Careful with that. Whiterun doesn't really get funny. I'm Ferris. You're not from around here. I don't recognize you as a local.
No, I'm kind of new to the city.
I see. Welcome. You'll want to visit Bellathor if you're needing supplies. Careful though, if he senses weakness, he charges double and sells for less. Where are you headed?
You got any recommendations?
Riften is to the far east of here. Has a beautiful forest. I'm biased though. I'm originally from there. Been thinking recently about heading back in that direction. What's your name?
It's nice
You
to
look
get
like
out
you
and
can
see
handle
stuff.
yourself pretty well out there.
Wasn't sure
In
if I
combat,
would.
at least. Blades, bows, banishing spells.
Sasha, I'm no stranger to steel, though. I'm gonna say, though, did the quiver give it away?
That and the bow on your back.
Ah, the bow.
The
I
blisters on
forget
your
about
hands
the
would have
bow.
told me, even if you hadn't been carrying. You should consider gloves. I prefer daggers and the odd arrow here and there, myself. Are you looking for any company on the road? Safety is limited when traveling solo, and I was planning on moving out soon anyway.
You wanting to go anywhere in particular?
Right now? Just out of the city. I feel my best when I'm not walled in. After that, I'm happy to go wherever you have business.
And what would I get out of this arrangement?
You'd have my travel experience, and it's not uncommon for me to come across some gold during my travels.
Oh,
You'd
one
have
of
me
those.
protecting your back, and both of us would have a companion to walk Skyrim's wilds with. Until one of us wanted to part ways, that is. Neither of us would be obligated to stay. Fair?
But what if you fall madly in love with me? I mean, what happens then? But it sounds fair.
This is an
Yeah,
ode to
I accept.
Skyrim's staunch
Very good.
defenders, the Imperial.
It'll be nice to be out on the road again. I'll just double check my things, and then I'll be ready to go.
All right. Well, I gotta go. I'm gonna go rent a bed and get some rest. Okay. I am, I think, tired. Yeah, I just died, and yeah, so that's taking a lot out of me. You're. Did you get?
No
Seriously?
lollygagging.
I don't mean to wake you, but I need a room. But first, I'm looking for work.
Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty lantern.
Understood? Wait a minute. I don't want to start that one. I am going to start that one. Why are some people whispering about
I
vampires?
hear people talking about some vampire city. Can you imagine? Sounds like a load of bull to me, but you never know.
I agree.
I also heard there have been some vampire attacks around Iverstead. It might not be related, but who knows? These are just drunken ramblings.
I bet you get a seriously. I bet you get a lot of those. Heard any rumors?
I assume you saw the Gildergreen? Big tree all burnt up in the middle of the Wind District?
I didn't
It's
see
part
that.
of the Temple of Kinnareth. People want Danica to do something about it, but I don't know what they expect.
Let me have a room, please. If
Sure
you got one.
thing. It's yours for a day.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll
Alright.
show you to your room, right this way.
Why give me the option to ask, can you show me to my room, if you're gonna show me my room anyway? I'm just saying. So now we gotta wait, see if she actually comes up and shows me my room. I'll look out here real quick. There's Ferris. Here comes Hulda. Here, let me since it's the only room in the place on this side, at least. Well, no, it isn't, because there's one downstairs as well. But that one's taken.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
All right, thank you. Let's get our 7 hours. And we're kind of hungry. All right. One of the good things is that we have salmon steak and a slice of goat cheese. All right. Oh, much better. Much better that I can see now. Hey, let's go. Ready? What are you doing down there? Jasper, the guard? Jasper? Hey, Ferris?
Greetings.
Anything on your mind?
Nothing like a nice
If
mug of
you
meat.
could be any
Skyrim's
animal,
problems, okay?
what would you be?
Doesn't work for
I think I'd
everybody.
be a wolf, but lots of people say that. I'd probably make a better skeever.
I'd be a lion. Yeah. You know, since my birthday is in July. And, you know, it is my birth sign. So, yes, I'd be a lion.
You know, despite multiple opportunities, I don't think I've ever taken an arrow to the knee. There's still time, I guess.
There is. And then I do make it a point to try to shoot people in the knees. So there is plenty of time. Hey, Isolde.
Fresh meat, all hunted.
Oh, I hate that.
Prepared by me for your delight.
Hey,
Once
How you
I've
doing?
made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from Hulda.
so you mentioned the caravans. What's up
Yeah.
with that?
These Khajiit make a living traveling the roads and selling their wares.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be tough. Skyrim's a hard enough land when you've got a roof over your head.
True
Worst
story.
thing is, nobody wants them in the cities. Nobody trusts them.
Why not?
Reputation mostly. A lot of Khajiit turn to smuggling and thievery to get by. A few bad apples spoil the bunch. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very familiar with that. Sounds very close to real life. Tell me more about yourself, though.
Oh, I'm not sure how much there is to tell. My ma and Da wanted me to go to the College of Winterhold and earn my place in academia, but I had a different idea. A scholar doesn't earn quite as much as a merchant, you see.
Oh, so it's all about the money for you then.
Of course, money is the oil that greases the wheel of society, as some would say.
You know, enchanting is a good source of income too, though.
I suppose, but it's long past the time for me to enroll in the college, nor am I interested.
Got it. All right, let's talk about something else.
Of course.
I have questions. Because I've actually, that's how I talk to people. As I'm talking to them, I go, I have questions.
I understand.
And then I don't know how I know this, but why are you interested in the Bannered Mare?
Why, of course it's because of Mikhail, that charming bard. The inn wouldn't be half as profitable without his voice.
Oh, so you're interested in him romantically?
What? Oh no, it's purely a professional relationship.
Oh, I think you should tell
Bad idea
him.
to mix business with romance, you see.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about something
Of
else
course.
then. And okay, so what do you know of
About
the
same
Khajiit?
as everyone else? They're the cat folk of elsewhere. Great warriors, good traders. Way I hear it, elsewhere ain't nothing like Skyrim. It's got tropical forests and dusty badlands. It sounds awful.
No, it depends. I think that's about it. I was hoping it would give me the opportunity to give you a mammoth tusk. Do you see? It's still compiling shaders. I thought it was done with that, but apparently it's not. And it's continually doing that. And you can see the time. And that time is not accurate because we've been playing for over an hour now. The compilers, it said the shaders should take about a half hour to compile. That's not okay. Oh, I like the look. I like the way you look there. Okay, let's move on out.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that
You know what?
on my own. Why don't you sponsor
I want to check something.
and ask Yorland Raymond?
Because I actually have the money.
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak.
Ooh.
Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the
I
Legion.
like the way Adrian looks
Have it
there.
your way. I'll take the job, but don't
I
expect
like
a
it.
miracle.
All right. Put that away. That way, for somebody takes it as an invitation to send me back to the shrine, the Church of Kennerith. There she is. Look at her. Look at her, just chilling.
You if you'd like to purchase.
You see that? Just leaning against the wall, 1 foot up. All right, let's go talk to her. Here, I'm gonna go to first person so we can get a good look at her. I always bring her on as a partner.
We sell bows, arrows, and ale.
Hello.
A unique
Blade and shadow, silence and death. These are my arts. For a modest fee, I'll make great art for you.
Oh, dang. When you put it like that, how do you say no to that? So you're a mercenary.
I am an artisan, painting in strokes of blood red upon the canvas of life. But yes, I will take coin to fight at your side. After all, where is the value in creating art if there is nobody left alive to see it?
Yeah, but you're the one that's killing everybody. Do you see how that kind of runs counter to what you really trying to do? All right, consider yourself hired.
You seem to be a little short on coin. Come back and see me when you've got the gold.
I thought we had 3,000 gold. Okay, another
If you
time.
change your mind, seek me out here.
I will. You can't float me a loan or something? Or credit? No? See?
Blade
See what I'm
and
talking about? Where? How much coin do I have? Oh my God. Oh my God. What was I looking at? I was looking at something and thought I had 3,000 coins and was like, holy cow, where did we get all that money from? We got 20. We got 20 gold. All right. Message to player. Okay. This message is given to you to confirm that Lucifer, the Argonian, has been installed correctly. By default, he will spawn in Dragon's Reach. However, if you have Arthmore's Start Alternative Life and you select Argonian Dock Worker, arrival by boat or shipwreck as your option, he will spawn near you. God dang, I hate that thing. Wait, and get it fixed ASAP. Thank you for... Wait a minute, what did I... Oh, if you encounter any... Oh, a spawn near you. If you cannot find him, please use the debugging spell. The spell will be removed when you get the tracker quest. Lucifer will acknowledge Inigo's personal quest, but he will be delayed in responding to it due to limited resources available. If you encounter any bugs, please make a bug report on my Discord server or the Nexus page, and I will try and get it fixed ASAP. Thank you for downloading my mod. Didn't realize we had that. So I'm carrying around. I can sell that tusk then, because
these are my arts. For a modest fee,
you're teasing me now. You are ooh, who you? Oh, hey Ella. All right, here we go. So, what we're saying now is there is no chance of getting Janessa anytime soon. We've got 20 gold, but there is a chance that we could run into an Argonian guy named Lucifer. Like we really, oh, I love those. I love that look. Man. Okay, excuse me. You mind if I use your tanning rack? Now, I understand there's probably not a thing that we can do here. I do have one wolf pelt. And then I could break those into what's names. Other than that, that's all I got. But you can see, so normally I would, me personally, mods that I would need to add for this playthrough to work for me. I would need to add bandoliers. As much as there's one clothing mod that I always add, it is TMB's something. I can't remember off the top of my head. So I always add that one. I don't add a whole bunch of other ones. That one changes pretty much all the vanilla outfits. So that is fine for me. I hate that first person thing there. But so I would add that. I would add the bandoliers. I would add the unlimited amulets and rings. And one of the things I do with that is that I would actually limit myself to 8 rings, 1 for each finger, excluding 1, right? So it's like, yeah, because sometimes we do wear multiple rings or whatever. So it does make sense to have more than 1 ring, but I'm not going to destroy my longbow, even though I haven't proven that I can even use it yet. So those are crucial mods for me to play, and because I loot everything, and so carry weight is a very big deal for me. I do like the clothing mod a lot. So bandoliers, the clothing mod, then the rings, because, and I think that's just because since I am a looter and a hoarder, it's like I don't want to have to choose, like I have 1 ring, I switch on for this particular occasion, this ring for another particular situation, and I prefer not to go through that. Now I'm trying to think, is there any other like crucial mods for Skyrim that I just must have mods, right? Now, I will say this, depending on the followers that are added by the mod list, that does, I want to see what she looks like.
Jester, funny suit and all, just north by the Lorius farm. Fool had a coffin in a cart with a broken wheel.
I would fight her, but I'd lose, so no point. Now, the thing is, I don't think the dragon thing has happened yet. Because I know you're going like, no poop, Sherlock. What I mean is, that should have popped already a long time ago. Is it usually you can say you heard any rumors, and the first thing is a dragon, So I don't want to go to Iverstead. Delayed burial. Talk to the strange jester. We don't need to do that one. I don't want to do that one. Death marker. Retrieve the items. Oh, well, dang. I don't want to go all the way back there. Okay. Obviously there's nothing for us to do. Going back to collect our things for where we got killed. What things are we collecting? Could that have been my gold? Because again, I might really have had 3,000. I thought, because of my start and everything, like it just made sense to add 3,000 gold on me. And, getting killed, could have been why. So that's what we're going back to get, because apparently nothing else I had on me was of worth. And that's it. But is that what we're really doing? Do I really want to go back there? Well, we got to head back to Helgen anyway, but do I really want to? Who are these people? Oh, they're questioning the...
I don't have time for this foolishness. Now come along quietly.
They're questioning the woman. They're looking for Sadia. So now, me personally, I kind of wish, I want the dragon thing to already kick off and be done with.
What a clear day. We don't see many of these, do we?
And then, because one, I do think that might be impacting the whole Siri thing as well. I don't know if Syria is going to appear along the road until after the dragon is there. I don't know if one is required for the other. So now it's like, how is one impacting the other? So I don't know. That haircut, that style doesn't quite suit you. But it's a cool hair. It's cool hair. I'm thinking, oh, look, she just stopped. Like she knew. Hey, you coming? You coming with? Oh, you coming with? We're going to take a shortcut. Now, we could go inside the inn there, and I can use the, what's the name table? This does look cool, though. Maybe it's not as as much of a shortcut as I was thinking it was. Our stuff is up there. Oh, shoot. Come on. Oh, I don't have it equipped.
I've got your back. Let's go. When
Wait.
it attacks, wolves try flanking or dividing your tactics. Keep your eyes open. That's
Whoa,
that.
thank you. Where'd the other one go?
Let's go. One of us catches the
Oh, dang, it hurt. All right. Oh, we didn't pass the entrance for. Oh, it's up here. Let's see. See, we made it into a much longer route than it needed to be. Is it right there? It's way back up here. Holy cow. Now the question is, do we want to go back and get our stuff, really? It's just the two of us. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I. I just don't think that's the case. Man, would that dragon attack, please? Alright, so that's twice now. Well, again, like I said, I don't think we're going to run into Siri until we're on our way back from Elgin. I think the carts come down this way. You hear that? Maybe we need to fight our way up there. Oh my goodness. Seriously. Oh, god dang it. It'd help if I was using flame. Alright, here we go. Here we go. No kidding. Well, you know what? If they don't want to attack me, I don't want to attack them. And I won't.
I've got your back. Let's go.
Oh. God dang it, man. I'm getting hurt. Do you see what I'm talking about? Stupid. I don't have any potions. And yeah. And we're back in. Oh, so basically where you woke up. That's even worse. I don't like it. Just respawn me right where I last saved. You know, maybe this is where we last saved. So retrieve the and I got 2. What did I lose this time? Okay. Let's just take a look. All right, so they won't take your clothes, your armor, because they say, well, you got nothing. I lost 4 gold. So I think you lose 1%. And you see, I didn't lose it. Oh, I could sell all those. And then I can afford 1 more person. Gosh. Let's go talk to Bellathor. And then this is what happens when you don't. Oh, hey, Car. Oh, is it nighttime already? It is 9 p.m. I don't think we have our bed still. I think we have to. Oh, we do. Guess what? Oh, do we have any food? I mean, it doesn't look like they're taking our food when they kill us. Hey. Another. So I am fed. I just ate I thought I ate a carrot. Why are you showing me an apple? Maybe I did eat it. I don't know. All right. Ferris, I don't think you were much help at all. So now we have 2 quests because we died in 2 different places. So, and I think all we're doing is picking up money because I don't think we had much to lose in the first place. Everybody's looking at me. They know. They're like, you're just out here dying all over the place. Are you open? It's just frozen now. That might be it. Yeah, that might be all she wrote. We'll see. So, my initial thoughts. Combat. Don't know. Don't know how I feel about it. I didn't feel comfortable with the bow yet. I do know that my other playthrough, I did get a chance to pull out the bow and try to use it, and I really didn't care for the way it was, but I think it probably would take a lot more use, to get used to it, so combat itself, weapons seem okay. I mean, you're trying to fix what wasn't great combat in the first place. So sometimes you're trying to make, basically, what did they say? You're trying to make, I don't know. I can't even. My brain isn't functioning for that, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to make something good out of something that was crappy. And does it work? It may. And I don't believe this is built off of Requiem, so I don't think that's the case. But it does seem like the combat is geared to be a little rougher and a little tougher than vanilla. And sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not, and then because for me sometimes it just seems if it's too hard at the beginning, that's when you start to lose people. That's when people start to become less motivated to keep going. So it's like, you have to question, is everything unleveled, right? And so am I running into things that are going to be way overpowered for where I am? And if so, now all of a sudden it's like, okay, I know I wanted it to be harder. I wanted it to be a more, kind of realistic experience, right? Not everybody in your area is going to be level 1 right with you, but if it gets to be too hard, what's your motivation to keep trying and keep going? And again, like I said, it really does depend on your skill level, right? I know I got thousands of hours into this. Usually my go-to is that I'll have like a sneaky archer build, right? So my go-to build is always the stealth archer, and leaning more towards the thief. So am I one that uses melee a lot? No, that's not my thing. But like I said, right now I don't like the archer mechanic a lot that much, and so until I'm used to using it, I'm going to try to use my one-handed weapons in melee. And again, if the combat is unforgiving, and then hey, I might think it's unforgiving and hard, and somebody will come back and say, hey dude, it's not hard at all, right? As a matter of fact, it's geared to make sure. And it's like, you're just bad. You're just bad at it. And that is a possibility. Yeah, dudes, it's not doing anything right now. And so, this is another thing. And then I don't want to say that this is a clear example that the list is unstable. I don't think that's what it's saying at all. I think, and one of the things that I've noticed a lot is when I'm playing a game, and if you're dying a lot, and because this is what happens, if it has to keep restarting and keep going back, then yeah, there's a tendency that it'll crash or freeze up. And I think because it has to keep reloading and reloading and reloading, and it eventually, either my computer or just the whole setup just can't withstand it, and something has to give. And then usually this is what we get. This is the end result. It'll just crash on us. So, but right off the bat, I mean, the game, the mod list intrigues me, right? No, I do not care for waking up and then it's too early to say yay or nay to it, because we know we spawned in the Temple of Kinnereth, right? And I would have to double check that and look to see, okay, since we haven't had like a legitimate real save at that point, that's where you're spawning me, right? You're just going to spawn me at the nearest temple. And then when we woke up after a night's sleep, that's an auto save, and that was probably the last time we actually saved, which is a little, I'm going to say, irksome, because usually in vanilla, once you leave an area, right? So once we leave the inn to go out into Whiterun, it auto saves there. Once you leave Whiterun to go out into Skyrim, it auto saves there. So technically, that would be the last autosave right there. So, but we didn't. I don't recall saving when I woke up. So that was the last time the game, if anything, right? You know, you sleep to save, would have saved my game for me. And so now it spawned me back at our last save point. So until now, we do know for a fact, and just as I was thinking about it, right before I got killed at the Butto's Bandits, I had just saved right there. I can't remember because I wasn't even thinking about it. If I saved before we ran into that wisp or whatever it was, and as a matter of fact, but I don't believe I did. So one of the things is that first death, it did happen after we had a proper save, and it still took us back to the shrine of Kinnereth, or the church, temple of Kinnereth. So it took us to the nearest temple. And then this time, since we actually stayed in a room, this is an assumption, not cold fact. Since we did stay in a room in that bed, that's the last spawn, or that's where it's going to take you back. If so, then no. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of either one. You know what I mean? Again, like I said, I'd rather you just spawn me back where I last saved. I don't. There was no. I mean, because I think. Well, I see one positive, right? So you spawn me back out of harm's way, one, and if I didn't lose too much gear, but the key is if you kept all the progress at that point, right? All the major things that happened, all the progress, things that I hadn't saved yet, and you keep it to that point, then you are kind of doing me a favor, I guess, at that point, because now I can still, continue on. I just got to now go back, get my stuff, and then I got to go and finish out what I was doing. Whereas if you just spawn me back at my last save, I lose all that I've done in the last save was an hour ago. All that I did in the last hour, and maybe that's not, and then that's a frustrating thing. So there's, like I said, there's a couple of things with that, right? It's like, okay, if you're going to spawn me all the way back at the end where I last slept, did you spawn me back there in the morning? Well, you spawned me back there at 9:00 at night. So it was nighttime when we got back there. So time had passed from when I got killed. Because I got killed like early in the morning and it was 9 at night. So the question is, where did you spawn me back to, and why did it take so long to get back there? And is that time elapsed, or is that to right when I laid down to sleep? You see, there's so many questions and there's so many things to try to figure out. One, in the main thing is this, right? Like I said, did I lose any progress? If so, then no, we don't. Then you might as well just spawn me back at my last save. If I lost all my progress anyway, and you're just spawning me way over there instead of if I had saved right before I gone into that little clearing. You know what I mean? So now I got to go all the way back. The taking of my money or that me having to retrieve my items. I've seen that in other games, and not something I care for. But that's me, right? It's not something that I really care for at all, actually. It's, if you're going to, in me, what I'd rather see is a defeat system, right? And then right now, Skyrim does have that, as a mod, but it's, the inappropriate stuff, right? The not safe for work stuff. But there should, if anything, do a defeat system, right? Maybe they don't want to kill you. Maybe they want to take you prisoner. Now you got to figure out how to fight your way out, how to get out of here, how to get your stuff back. That to me is, if you're going to do something, do it like that. Or, there is a chance that you got rescued, right? They were going to take you prisoner, but you got rescued and you, whatever, right? But then make it more known that that's what happened. Don't just spawn me at a temple and then I have to assume, okay, I got saved. Let me know that that's really what happened, but also let me know. I kind of want to know what the other possibilities could have been. So that is the thing there, right? The other thing is, you don't just have to take me prisoner. You could beat the crap out of me and leave me laying by the road. You know what I mean? And then now I physically got left for dead. You know what I mean? And then, hey, make somebody come by and say, hey, do you need help? You know what I mean? That's more immersive. That works out better, in my opinion. This all stuff, go retrieve your items and stuff, I'm not a big fan of. And, I just don't. It's just not something I go with. So, that's a long-winded way of saying this is an interesting mod list, to say the least. Do I think I will continue with it? I don't know. There's potential there. There are things that intrigue me. I want to see what happens with Ciri, but right now, as it works out, we're never going to get that opportunity. You know what I mean? Because I don't know how to kick off the Helgen stuff. And then I think what I need to do is run over to Helgen and then run back to Riverwood and see if she spawns at any point on my way back from Helgen to Riverwood. But I don't think she will until the dragon thing happens. And then I don't know what it's going to take to kick that off. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. And then the other thing is, I could probably just start my character as, right out of, just do the vanilla start. Just go through that. And then, see what happens as I leave Helgen on my way down to Riverwood to see if we bump into her. So that is potentially something I could do too. Anything else? I mean, literally, I don't know. This is kind of a bummer here that it crashed, but I like I said, I really do think that is partially my computer and partially just reloading over and over and over again. Yeah, I know you're gonna say, well, you only reloaded 3 times, but that's enough. You know what I mean? My computer doesn't like it. It doesn't handle that very well. And it could be because OBS is running as well. OBS Studio is running at the same time, right? There's other things in the background that are running the same time as this. And then so they don't, like all that stuff happening. So there you have it. So guys, remember, like, comment, subscribe. I'll have to think about this one. Like, try to figure out if maybe I want to give it a second try and again just start vanilla, and because I'm very curious about Ciri. There is no other mod list that I'm currently playing that has that, so that is curious to me. There is like I said, a long list of extra um, followers that have been added to the game. I don't know if I need all of them or really even want all of them, but some of them are quite intriguing, and I'm curious about them. But some are also in other mod lists that I'm currently playing, so I don't need to see them. Uh, Ferris, I have had her in another mod list, so I have played with her quite a bit. And Katana is another one that I have played with quite a bit. So Siri is the only one that I have not actually experienced. And there's like 2,000 lines of AI generated dialogue with her, and so I am curious as to what it is, because it's supposed to be Siri between Witcher 3 and 4, and closer to 4 with all the updates. And so I am very curious about it. But that's where we are. All right, guys. So I'm going to leave it here. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I've gone way past my time. And we'll see you next time. All right. Peace.